everyone. It's a very nice place. Yeah, well, the weather is fantastic.
You know everybody in the island?
Yes.
Personally?
Pardon?
Personally?
Not personally, but I know everybody.
Why so many walls?
Because there are a lot of stones, you know? You have to get rid of the stones somewhere. Also to give a lot of protection in the winter time, because there are not many trees. And there's a lot of shelter from the walls. When you're walking here in the winter time and there's a big wind, and you go out away from the walls, you feel the wind very strong. The farmers were building small little fields from the rock, making more grazing for the cattle and so on. The island is, for me, it's been a very special place. I mean, for most Irish people, actually, this island was the well to where everybody came who was a Gaelic scholar. A lot of the scholars came here because of the richness of the language and the tradition and the folklore. It was very strong, and still is, but not obviously now as strong as it used to be. That's what brought me here first as a student of Celtic languages in Trinity, and I started doing academic work at first, but then I decided, no, I love this place and I want to come back and live here. And I met my wife in Dublin. She's from this island, but she was working in Dublin. We met and got married in Dublin, and after 1 year we decided to come back here. It's a special place in a lot of ways. It's also, I mean, the landscape, the sea, and of course the people, particularly the old people, were a huge influence for me. The independence of them, they were so strong and independent as a people. Even 40 years ago, they still, you know, they were working every kind of work, doing farming and fishing, and everything was done. And if you had a problem, they always had a way to solve the problem. And they had a fantastic philosophy and outlook on life, which was a huge influence on me. When we came here at that time, 40 years ago, the idea was that we would be doing some writing and research and maybe publishing. We found that the community needed some help to continue to survive as a community, as a living community, because at that time it was way behind the rest of the country in terms of no electricity, no running water, and a very poor ferry service where the islanders used to, you can see the photographs behind me, where they used to row out to the ferry that anchored offshore. And we started a cooperative on the island, which was like a mini county council for the island. And we started getting, installing electricity and water with assistance from the central government. And one of the little projects we started was a knitwear factory, because some women came to us and said, you know, is there some way we can get some work going? And they were all fantastically well trained with their hands at home, because they had a small handcraft industry, knitting for merchants on the mainland. So that was the beginning. We started in the first 4 or 5 years. It was very basic, very traditional, very much a classic traditional product for an ethnic market and a tourist market. I thought it was a challenge to produce a really sophisticated product from a place like this. Because, you know, here The people had a great tradition. John Millington Synge, the famous Irish playwright, wrote that the beauty of the dress and the houses locally contributed to a local air of beauty on the island. I thought, let's do something really sophisticated and special. That was the philosophy, and the philosophy is also one of doing a quality product, a huge design input, quality raw materials, and also have something special and individual and to design new stuff every season. With all these color cards, we're preparing for PT. The baby alpaca and silk. No, the organic Pima cotton and more Donegal styles. And the solid colors in pure linen. And then we have this wave pattern with some colors coming through inside. In the early days, we employed a consultant designer, because my background is obviously academic, so I didn't have a lot, but I learned very quickly as I was going on. I learned how to operate a hand machine. I learned how to put a garment together. I did a few courses, and we built it up from there. I mean, as I said, the machinery in the early days was hand-flat machines. And then we got involved in introducing new electronically controlled automatic machines. So we have a mixture right through from, we have the state-of-the-art machines now, and we also have hand-finished product where we have 4 or 5 of our traditional girls who are fantastic knitters, doing all of the hand finishing. So we decided we have to try and sell to the very top end of the market, in really good quality stores. That's how we developed it over the years. We launched it, I think, in the international markets in the beginning of the 80s. We made a couple of breakthroughs. We sold to Barney's New York and to Bergdorf Goodman New York in the late 80s, and then to Hollington in Paris and Isetan in Tokyo and Manufactum in Germany. We started working with all these companies all around the world, and they appreciated what we were doing. Some of it, we were finding our way. Sometimes it went well, sometimes it didn't go well. To finish the collection and to launch it and to get a reaction. I enjoy doing that a lot, and that's what I get the buzz from the business. When I've done 3 months' work and put a complete collection from selecting the yarns to making the first patterns, to get a good reaction from some of the best stores and say, you've done it again. That for me is the satisfaction of the business.
Ce que personnellement j'ai trouvé en Irlande, c'est beaucoup plus que ce que je venais chercher. Il y a une richesse énorme attachée à ça. Il y a l'histoire d'un homme, il y a l'histoire d'une île. Il y a un alignement entre le meilleur de la technologie, de la tradition, de la qualité. Et le fait de voir tout ça en musique, nous, en tant que jeunes entrepreneurs et passionnés de vêtements, c'est quelque chose d'extraordinaire. Du coup, cette collaboration, c'est finalement peut-être celle qui m'a le plus touché. Il y a un truc qui va beaucoup plus loin que le tissu, et je crois que on tient vraiment tout ce qu'on cherche et ce pourquoi on fait ce travail.
To be at one with the community and the environment is very important for me. And I take great empathy with the older people here that I still know, that have had such a fantastic philosophy. If there was ever a saint, they're the saints for me. They're the great people, the older people and their philosophy and their independence. And I try to think that we should follow them,